back, everyone, to another episode of Mumbles. Today, I'm here to bring you guys yet another game review. And today's game is one that is just launching here, and I'm really excited to be able to bring it to you guys. That game is The Long Journey Home. Now, before I talk to you guys about this game at all, gotta ask you guys a huge favor. If you haven't already, do make sure to drop a like on the video. Really helps the channel out. It helps boost the search results. And you know, the more the people are searching, the more people see the videos, they can enjoy it. Just good things come from it. And know how much I deeply appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Now, without further ado, let's talk about The Long Journey Home. The Long Journey Home is a game that is available on multiple systems, including Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Steam. And this game is developed by a game studio called Daedalic Studio West. Now, I hope I'm saying that right. I will spell it to you guys just so you guys can know. D-A-E-D-A-L-I-C. Daedalic Studio. And this is part of the Daedalic Entertainment Company. And this is a company that has created a lot of games over the years. Some of those games, and I'm just going to pull out a few for you guys that you might recognize. Some of those games include Shift Happens, Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun, and AER. Now, AER is actually a game that I reviewed on this channel. So I do have some familiarity with this company, and I have to say they do create some really unique games. Now, this game can be picked up for $29.99, and as I said, it is launching on November 14th, 2018. So be sure to check it out and make sure to pick it up if you're interested. But what is The Long Journey Home even about? I'm going to read to you guys exactly what it says on the game site itself. It was supposed to be a short run, a quick flight to Alpha Sector or Centron and back. But when mankind's first experimental jump drive goes wrong, you and your crew find yourself trapped on the wrong side of the galaxy. Now you are entirely on your own, and the only way back leads through the vast unknown of outer space. On your strange journey, you will encounter unforeseen objects and unimaginable treasures. You will fail, and you will pick yourselves up again. You will suffer pain, losses, and also make new friends in a vibrant universe that changes its design with every new journey. Your most important goal? Bring your crew back home to their friends and family. The Long Journey Home combines an open world full of galaxies, planets, and anomalies with quests and mechanics of a roguelike RPG. You have to make decisions and choose to live with the consequences. One destiny, endless adventures. Where will this journey take you? So that is the information given to us about The Long Journey Home. Now let's get into this review and start breaking some stuff down, starting with the graphics, the soundtrack, and the controls. First off, the graphics in this game, they're okay. They're not real high demanding graphics, so they do look really good. But as far as, you know, having beautiful atmospheres and things like that, you're not really going to see it in this game because it's not that kind of game. It's more of a top-down type, exploration type game. So you'll see like a 2D type view of things, but that's all you're really going to see in this game. Pretty much everything is 2D or top-down viewed. So graphic-wise, they're okay. They don't need to be great because of the style of game it is. So take that for what you will. Now, soundtrack-wise, this game has a pretty decent soundtrack. I do like the soundtrack. It has music that really combines what is going on in the world with what is happening in the game. So the music just matches up great, and whenever a game does that, it gets high props from Mumbles. Now, the controls in this game work very well. I am reviewing this on Xbox One, so I can say that, yes, I did use the Xbox controller, and yes, the controls work great. You have pretty much, you're just choosing what you want to do, and then you do control your little spaceship as you move around the world or the universe. And that's basically all there is to the controls in this game. Now let's talk about the gameplay. This game is one that was well thought out. You know, we've had space exploration games out there, Mass Effect and things like that, but there's never truly been one that has been this unique. This game first starts off by asking you, who do you want in your crew? Now, each crew member has a different talent or item that they can bring with them that allow you to do different things along the way as you proceed through this game. For example, one person might be an archaeologist. So by sending them to dig sites and things that are in the galaxy, they'll get better results than other crew members on your team. So it's all a kind of a choice game as to who do I want to take with me on my crew? What ship do I want to use on my crew? Because yes, you have 3 different ships to choose from. What little lander do I want to choose? Because yes, you have 3 landers to choose from. And how am I going to proceed in doing all this? Now, beyond that, gameplay-wise, you do also have the core mechanic of this game, which is space flight. Now, you will be doing a lot of space flight, which basically entails you landing, getting to planets, and basically doing things on those planets. So, for example, as you can probably see on the gameplay video right now, there'll be a lot of times where you have to land on a planet, so you have to approach the planet correctly, you have to move your little spaceship back and forth, you have to get it in line with the atmosphere so that you can kind of slingshot around the planet, and then you have to not run into the planet, obviously. Now, once you do that, you'll be able to land your little lander. But what do you do with your lander, Mumbles? Well, of course, you go and interact with things. You find resources to help your flight crew. You find different things like ancient temples, like I was talking about, or different kinds of plants, things like that. All things that can help you on your journey, and really, it's just up for you to find them. Now, along the way, as you are flying around and doing all this stuff, you will run into the occasional alien who doesn't see eye to eye with you, and they may attack you. Now, there is a combat system in this game. Basically, your cannons are on the starboard sides of your... I think I said that right. Starboard? I don't know. They're on the sides of your vessel, so you have to be next to them in order to shoot them. Now, you have to remember in this game, you are in a research vessel. That means you don't have the best weapons in the world. And you won't get the best weapons in the world until you get closer to endgame. So you have to decide and choose, who can I fight? Who do I need to run from? You know, all that kind of stuff. You have to make a decision in your mind based on that information that you have. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about is the actual interactions that you go on and the things that you do in this game. Now, as you proceed to explore this universe and try to make your way home, you will run into other alien species. Now, these alien species will react to you differently depending on how you talk and react to them. Now, while each gameplay is procedurally generated, the lore behind these aliens does not change. So if you figure out how to interact with one group of alien, you can rest assured that that is something that you can carry on to into your next gameplay and help you better understand how to deal with that alien. Now, as with any RPG game, this game does involve having quests and things that you can do. For example, you might talk to one alien and it might say, hey, I'm a tree. I want to go around the universe and visit different places. You can decide whether or not to accept that quest. There might be one alien that says, oh, you need to find these ruins and do this and that for us. You need to decide whether you want to do that quest. So this does have many RPG elements to it, and really they're all very well made and put together into this game. Now that's really all there is to talk about as far as the long journey home. I do want to talk about the cons now, and there's only 2 small cons that I have for this game. The first one is the learning curve. In order to learn how to basically fly your little ship, you're going to have to do some trial and error. As you go to land on different planets using your lander, you will find that sometimes gravity will overtake you and you'll hit something. It's not the end of the world, but you really have to have a firm grasp on how to use the controls in this game. Now, the final con that I do have for this game is it's just a personal con. I'm not a huge fan of the combat system in this game. Some games have great combat systems and others don't. And this is kind of one of those ones where I think it could have used a little bit more work, but I'm not hating on it by any means. It's just my personal preference. So all that's really left to ask is, what is the long journey home going to get on our Mumbles review? Now, I'm a big fan of space type inspired games. Anything to do with space usually catches my attention, makes me look at it, and makes me want to play it, especially when it's an RPG. And this game has caught my attention, it has kept my attention, and I'm so glad that I got the chance to review it because it is an awesome game. Now granted, it's no Mass Effect, it's not a AAA title, but it's not meant to be. It still is very solid. A lot of games are about combat and things like that. This game is more about exploration and finding your way home, keeping your crew alive, making decisions that are going to affect them. Unlike other games out there where it's all about the combat or this or that, this game really remembers that this game is about getting your players home. And it does everything in its power to keep that idea alive for you throughout the game. So really all that's left to ask now is, what is The Long Journey Home going to get on a Mumbles review? As I said, I love games like this. I love space games. If you give me a good story with a space game, I really love it. And it's for that reason. The Long Journey Home is going to get an 8 out of 10 on our Mumbles review. This game is fantastic. It's different. It's a different sort of space game, and that is something I really appreciate when it comes to these kind of games, because you can only do Mass Effect so many times. You can only do, Stellaris so many times. You can only do different space games so many times. Sometimes you got to change things up, and they do a great job of introducing some new gameplay aspects, kind of still having that RPG type feel to it, and just making it an overall fun game. So anyways, guys, this has been my review of The Long Journey Home. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. If you have any comments, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, please smack that subscribe button, smack that like button, smack all those buttons. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.